Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be a little bit different video than what you're used to seeing on my channel. I had an experience lately and I thought I would just share it with you guys. Just in case you don't get a chance to get on a plane during the pandemic and just see what things are like out there. Recently, it's been about a week or so ago, a little over a week since you're going to be seeing this video. Don't worry, I've quarantined, I'm fine, I'm not sick. Let's get that out of the way first. I had a situation. I had to fly from Indianapolis to Sarasota, Florida. I had to pick up a van and drive it back to Indiana. So basically all we did, fly straight to Florida, get in a car, parked at the airport parking lot, and turn around and drive it back to Indiana. My in-laws, they got sick when they were in Florida over the winter, so we had to go pick up their car. That's it. That's why we traveled. So first, we got to the airport. We were looking around. Nobody was there, right? Nobody. We booked our flights about a week before we had to go. Really cheap flight. I think I paid 49 bucks, so really you can't complain about any of this that went on. And I'm not complaining. I'm just merely telling my story. So we get to the airport. It is empty. Completely empty. We walk up to security. There's maybe 3 or 4 people in front of us. Didn't film any of that. Don't want to bring any of that attention upon myself, but just trust me, there was nobody there. And we arrived about 2 hours before our flight was going to leave, just in case, because we didn't know what we were going to run into. Get through security, no problems at all. Make it to our gate. Oh, one more thing. Indianapolis, it's a small airport compared to most airports out there. There's 2 main gates, A and B. They had security checkpoint closed to gate B. We were going to gate B, but we went ahead and had to go through A and walk around. So they were not expecting a lot of volume, obviously. And this is the second week of May when we did this. So made it through security, no problem. Sit down, empty. Gate area is empty. They just had released all the people from our plane that came in, the plane that we were supposed to take to Sarasota. So they let all them off as we were walking up, and they were getting ready to clean the plane out and all that good stuff and get it ready for our flight. So we sat there for a while. A few more people started to show up, a few more people. I'm thinking still not too bad, right? And you know, social distancing, all these responsible actions you're supposed to take. I found out, long story short, they don't apply to the airline. So what we did is we got ready. We were sitting there waiting, and they made an announcement that they didn't have a flight crew, so our plane was going to be delayed. Okay, so no big deal. I've flown a lot in the past for my job. I can handle these delays, right? No big deal. But all the more, wow, more and more people start to show up. There's 2 flights in this area that they had gates open for. The rest of the gates were closed. And one was to Austin, and it said canceled. And I'm looking at all these people. I'm thinking, man, are all these people getting on our flight? With social distancing, I didn't think that was going to be the case. But that's where I'm getting at. Is this doesn't really apply to the airlines, right? So you can tell other people were feeling a little uncomfortable too, as you look around the big opening gate area there. So they get on the announcement and they say, "Hey, our crew's here. We're getting ready to board. They're cleaning the plane. Make sure you sit in your assigned seat number because our flight is full." Everybody started looking at everybody like, what? Everybody was uncomfortable. So I was sitting in the back of the plane, so I got to board first. So I get all the way back to the plane, I sit down, and there's not a seat open around me. Everything is taken. People were on edge, definitely. I was back by the flight attendants in the back. Several people would come back and demand a new seat. And I'm thinking, you probably paid $49 or less for this flight, and I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what goes through people's minds. Kind of when you buy that bargain flight, you gotta expect you're going to get a bargain, right? And not first class service, let's call it. So there was just a lot of that going on. Eric, the guy I flew with, was going to help me drive this van back, was a few rows in front of me, and there was a guy in front of him adjusting air knobs wildly, starting to have a little bit of a panic attack. Luckily, there were no incidents, right? And like I say, if this were not in a pandemic situation, this flight would have been nothing, right? This is a normal flight. I guess I'm just confused on, who these rules apply to. Now, yeah, we're Americans. We do what we want, right? That's the beauty of this country. But it's some businesses are forced to close while others can do this. So that confuses me. Anyway, onto the flight. I thought I had a great seat sitting in the aisle. I always choose the aisle seat. I'm sitting in the back. I'm okay with that. It takes a little longer to get off the plane, but I'm okay with that. I didn't have any luggage anyway. Didn't have anything to bring with me. But the fatal mistake I made was getting a seat by the restroom. Everybody walked back and touched every seat back on the way back and leaned against it and leaned against me when they're standing in line for the restroom. I had to nudge a couple people to get them off of me. It was just it was a great social experiment. Glad I made it through. Anyway, we landed, hopped in the car, no incident, took off driving. I took some footage along the way, just kind of a fun thing. I'm going to put it on after this, after the story was told. I got an awesome time lapse. I'm going to work that in here somewhere of a plane pulling up. Just some fun stuff. So. That's all we have for today. Back to normal programming next week. We'll see you next time.